What is going on, everyone? We have the 9070 XT and we're checking it out on Borderlands 4. This is the Redstone update, and everything looks pretty good here. We're at low settings. We're at 69 FPS right here in this open area. Sometimes it does go up and down depending on where you're at, but I'm pretty sure that it's about a 60 FPS experience for the most part throughout the different areas that I've been in. This open area tends to run a little bit better. And forgive my terrible aiming. I'm not that great at this game, so just forgive me. But yeah, I'm just gonna run away. That's what I do. All right, so yeah, we are looking like 68, 70 FPS here. So let's just go on up to that very next level of medium. And I believe you're gonna need a little bit of upscaling, but this game does seem to be running quite a bit better from when we checked it out when the game launched. It was pretty rough. So right here on medium, you are at 51 FPS. Everything does look like some upscaling is going to take care of it. Now the Redstone upscaling absolutely is a huge improvement. The FSR 4 was already good, so it's probably just got more to do with that than Redstone necessarily, but everything does actually look quite good, even going all the way up to performance. So yeah, we're just going to keep on rolling through it and see what all we can do here. So let me go ahead and, oh man, that's a big dude. Let's just keep going. I'm actually I'm modded so that I can't be attacked, so that I can get through this test without totally stumbling over my words. So let's just keep going here and see what all we can expect if we go on up to the very next level, do some upscaling and see what we can expect there. So it's going to be a little bit of an exciting one today as I'm being chased around. All right, so we're just going to go up to that quality preset and get it over with here. So let's just go ahead and see about popping this dude. Let's see how much can he take. I don't think I even have enough ammunition for that guy. I'm just gonna run away. All right, so yeah, we're at 79 FPS, 81 medium with quality upscale. So this brings it back for us, and of course on 4K you're gonna be fine. I mean, you know, going all the way up to performance looks exceptionally good, especially considering this game's art style. So yeah, let's just keep going on up to the very next level, which is high. And I believe high and very high might start to introduce a little bit of lighting. Here's the, you know, kind of main settings that it moves around for us here. But I know that lighting quality goes all the way up, you know, once we go up to very high. And it does tend to need a little bit more help at that point, I believe. I've been able to run through it a little bit. Yeah, so right here, you know, going to that very high, or going to high rather, this is high. Going to that brings us back down to about 67, 70 FPS, kind of what we were at low with no upscaling. So yeah, I mean, you just kind of have to play with these settings a little bit now, but you can get an actually, you know, playable experience, which beforehand it was really difficult to have anything that was remotely playable. It was pretty bad. You pretty much needed like a 5090 to even run this game at any acceptable frame rate, considering the settings that you would be at the, you know, at the given frame rate that you were at. So, you know, this has been a pretty big improvement. I'm going to turn this volume down because that claptrap is screaming at me. All right, so yeah, we are looking about 60 FPS here. Let's just keep on rolling through it though. And once we go up to very high, it's going to bring level of detail to far. Texture streaming speed goes up to very high, and this anisotropic filtering quality goes up to X16, which that's a pretty big hit. Volumetric fog, of course. These things I'm calling out because you can come knock them back down if you know, want to get a little bit more performance. I'm just kind of calling out kind of the heavy hitters. But yeah, lighting quality going up to high is definitely going to bring us under 60. But yeah, let's just go ahead and check it out so I can show you before we upscale. That brings us to about 44 FPS here. Now, you know, it's all just, you know, this balancing act. So we need to go up to at least probably performance. We'll check out balanced upscaling first, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have to go up to performance. Let's go ahead and see if I need anything here. There we go. Got me some ammunition. All right, let's go ahead and roll through this and pop him. Come on, reload. There we go. Nice. All right, let's just keep going. I don't want to blow all my ammo. All right, so yeah, we are looking pretty good here. Let's go ahead and throw this Reaper out. They'll definitely distract them. Thank you. All right, so yeah, we are looking like 53 out here in this field. So going to need to do some upscaling, and that's okay. We can go all the way up to performance, and it looks really good, mainly due to the improvements in FSR, because usually, like if this were FSR 3, I would not really want to go to performance. It started to look pretty grainy, but you don't have that issue anymore. It looks really nice. All right, so that gives us right at, basically right at 60, not quite 60, but right at it. Definitely playable. 60 feels pretty good on this title. Of course, it's a shooter. It's a little bit fast-paced, especially if you're into the competitive aspect of it. You're probably going to need a little bit more FPS here. But you know, our PCL is right at 70 milliseconds, so you know it's okay for casual play. But we'll see about getting that down. So let's see what we can do here. So we're going to go up again on our upscaling. Let's go on up to performance. Going to apply that, okay? So performance upscaling gives us a PCL of about 60 milliseconds and a FPS of about 78, 80 FPS here. So we're looking good as far as performance itself goes. Now our VRAM is right at 14 of allocation. So we got 16 on this card, so we're okay there. It's a bit high for performance upscaling. I will go ahead and say that. Normally it would go down to about 12 or so, maybe even under 12. Performance upscaling tends to give it a good bit of a break when it comes to VRAM, but this title does seem to be pretty VRAM heavy. So we're just gonna see what all we can do here, and just do with it what we can do with it. I put it that way because this game is running a lot better, but it had a long way to go. So it's probably still not perfect, but for the most part, we're just gonna be okay. I'm going to stab him. Come on. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. There we go. All right, so let's just keep on going with it and see what we can expect here whenever we go on up to the very next level of badass. Now, badass is, it be badassing. I mean, everything's pretty much maxed out here. So performance, we're going to leave it on that. We can go ahead and assume we need it because we needed it already. All right, so that gives us 51 FPS here. Man, these things are everywhere. I'm so sick of doing this. All right, so yeah, let's just keep going. Just gonna run away. It's a test. I'm not trying to do gameplay. I'm not trying to ruin anything. So let's just keep going and see what we can expect here. So we're at 55 FPS, 56. Now this card is handling it just fine. I do believe at this point though, if you wanted to do a little bit of frame generation, you could kind of take the edge off of things. We are on a PCL of about 77, which is on the higher side of the range that I like. I like anything between 50 and 80 I find very acceptable. Under 50, of course, is really good anyway, but that's just not going to be the case on this hardware unless you dramatically reduce your settings or you dramatically reduce your resolution. But yeah, right here we're at 53, so let's just go ahead and kick on that frame gen and see what we can expect with kind of all the new tech at our disposal. So we're upscaling to performance. We have it on badass settings with frame generation. Now we lose our PCL whenever we enable frame generation, but I would assume that it's around about 80 or 90 right here. It feels pretty good, for me. Now I would probably just say, this is not a competitive setting whatsoever. We'll take a look at that. A lot of people do still compete at 1440, so we're just going to see what that would take. So yeah, this is kind of what you can expect at 4K. A very playable title, especially single player. You're not going to have any problem anymore. They've definitely done some improvements. So let's just jump over and see what we can do at 1440. I'm going to do that now, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back into it, and right here at low settings at 1440 with no upscaling, no frame generation, we are way up there. We are at 111 FPS. Our PCL is nice and responsive. We are at 38 milliseconds, which is that's a really tight controls. That feels really good, not sloppy at all. It definitely is a massive improvement. So right here, we're just going to keep working our way up and see what we can expect as far as medium goes. Not doing any upscaling right now since we don't need to. Once we get to that 60 and start kind of hovering around there, I'll do another upscale. But right here, we're still at native, 94, 93, 92 FPS here. So absolutely feeling more and more like this is a very high-end experience with this card at 1440 and very doable at 4K. So, I kind of put that out there because 1440p is, kind of in my mind that sweet spot still of resolution. But, you know, there are some folks out there that do dive into the 4K stuff. Like myself, I do like to play at 4K if I can. It's nice and sharp, looks really good. But yeah, 1440 is still absolutely doable and very achievable for this card. So let's just keep on going up a little bit more. Let's go to that high setting and see what we can expect. Again, at 1440, we are right at 70 FPS here, jumping up to about 80 depending on where you're at. So between 70 and 80, definitely still doable. Still no need to upscale. That's what I like to see. PCL is about 54 milliseconds, so absolutely still playable. Anything under 80 on a controller, anything around 50 on mouse and keyboard still feels really good to me. So you could get that PCL down with a little bit of upscaling. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now, because once we go up to that next level, we're going to need upscaling anyway. Let's just jump over into it and see what we can expect. So let's go with quality upscale and see here. We've got a PCL and it should drop. There it is. Yeah, it dropped to 43 milliseconds. Got us under that 50, which is nice. Nice and responsive. 97, 98, 99 FPS. And quality upscale looks so damn good on FSR 4. Really, all FSR 4 looks noticeably better than FSR 3 ever had the chance of looking. It is a complete paradigm shift, in my opinion, between FSR 3 and FSR 4. Of course, this has the new Redstone tech integrated into it. It's one of the early adopters of it, so that's why we're taking a look at it today. So 94, 98 FPS here, looking really, really good, nice and sharp. Let's go up to very high, and this is going to start introducing some lighting. So it's going to take a little bit more of a hit, but not badass. Badass is probably the biggest hit. But yeah, we're at 80 FPS here. PCL is about 47 milliseconds, so still right there under 50 where we want it. And everything does feel pretty good here. We're not doing any frame generation, and this is just a quality upscale. So let's just keep going and see what we can expect on badass. Badass setting is going to probably need a little bit more upscaling, but we're just going to see. I don't want to speak too soon, so let's go up to badass, leave it on quality, and jump back into it. So yeah, I was delightfully wrong. We don't need to do any upscaling. This is good. 70 FPS here on you know, quality upscale on badass setting. At 1440p, you're just, you know, your PCL is up to about 60, so that's not going to appeal probably too much to the folks who are competitive. So we're just going to look at a competitive 1440p setting, and that pretty much just means leaving it on upscaling and dropping the quality settings down until we're happy with it. So let's see what that does. So let's go down to low, and let's bring that up to performance. Performance still looks quite nice. No frame generation yet, so that gives us a PCL of 22 milliseconds, which I find very, very responsive. I mean, I feel like that's a competitive setting. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I don't compete, but, you know, if this is a competitive setting or not, that's up to you to decide. But I just want to make sure to focus mainly on that PCL when it comes to competition settings. So this is 23 milliseconds. So, you know, at 1440p, this is a really good experience. Now I'm going to drop it down to 1080 and just kind of show you what a response time at 1080 would be like on this particular setting. You know, it's very low. I want to check just medium first. Medium looks a lot better. It kind of brings in a lot more of the normalcy of a game without just completely throwing all the textures away. And you're still at about 30, high 20s on your PCL here. At this point, FPS kind of becomes not irrelevant, but I like to focus more on your response time than necessarily just the frames. But yeah, we're at 138 FPS here, again on medium settings. So I'm going to jump over and just kick it to 1080p, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are back in it, and everything's just going to be left the same. I'm going to bring it down to low and bring this back up to full resolution. We're just going to look at 1080p a little bit more, since that tends to be the highest level of competition. So yeah, full resolution here with no upscaling necessary on low settings. You are at 27 milliseconds on your PCL, and everything looks really good. You're way up there on your frame. So this would be a very nice competition setting. You know, a lot of people who do compete are at 1080 still, just because obviously it's much easier to run a title at 1080p. But let's just go on up and see what we can expect again. Maybe medium, and see what that does, and then we'll do some upscaling just to get it even faster. But yeah, we're at 33 milliseconds on medium, 120, 127 FPS here. So we're looking really good as far as this goes. No real issues. Again, I'm just trying to see what PCL we can get, you know, just as low as we can possibly get it, with the image still looking decent. So yeah, we're at medium settings here. Let's go and see what maybe high does. I don't really think people would necessarily want to go up much further than high if they're going to compete. But yeah, we're at 42 milliseconds, so that's kind of that break point where it starts to get into more like just single player, enjoy the game kind of settings. But yeah, we are looking like 90 FPS here, 105 FPS with a 40 millisecond PCL. So let's just do some upscaling and see how much lower we can really get it. Oops, wrong button. All right, so yeah, quality upscale. This will bring it down for us considerably. Yeah, so we're at 35 milliseconds, 36. So we got back about maybe 10 milliseconds there. Still with a nice high frame rate. That's never going to be an issue at 1080p on this card. So yeah, 123 FPS, 33 milliseconds. So let's just keep going on our upscaling just to see what all we can expect on our PCL, just to get it low as we can get it. All right, so yeah, we are looking like 33, 32, maybe 28. Yep, okay. So mediums, or this is high settings rather, with a with an upscale. So yeah, we're looking like we're going to be okay on balanced. Let's go to performance and go to high and leave it on high. But yeah, we are going to check it out even lower here. So I'm just trying to get some contrast so I can see it. Yeah, 25 milliseconds here on high with that performance upscale. Still looks really good. And of course, you know, if you're competing, your PCL is probably what matters the most to you. But yeah, let's just go on over here and bring it back down to medium and see what that does. All right, so let's see here. So that gives us 23 milliseconds, 26 on medium. And that's 152, 158. Still feels, man, this is like really snappy. Feels really good. So 166 FPS here. All right, so let's go down to low. Let's go to low and see what we can expect here. This is kind of a extreme competition setting. Lost a lot of texture. It looks a lot more like a bunch of crayons, but we are at 16 milliseconds, 15 milliseconds with a 210 FPS over there. So, you know, this is kind of like a good look from the highest to lowest. You know, 4K, you can definitely have a really good experience. You're not going to have any kind of issues. The updates have definitely made significant improvement, along with the upscaling technology makes it look a lot better. So 4K is more than doable on this title. 1440p is probably like just that really nice sweet spot between your settings and your visuals. And of course, we just took a look here at 1080p for competition. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Thanks for coming back. If you're not new, I always love my repeat offenders. So thanks again for the 1,000 subs, and we will see you all in the very next video. Peace.